that defines this sport. Ohio State versus Michigan. The scarlet and gray versus the maize and blue. To many fans on both sides, this is a one-game season. Ohio State, of course, defending national champions, but Michigan has bragging rights. They've beaten their rivals the last 4 times. Welcome to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines. As we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, take on the 16th ranked team, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here with Kirk Herbstreit. Let's get this thing underway. The Wolverines will kick this away to get us going here. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. The Buckeyes offense comes on the field to open this game. Well, Michigan versus Ohio State. Don't have to say too much more, but a lot was said after last year's Wolverine victory in Columbus. A lot of John. Buckeyes eventually use that as fuel to go on and win the national championship.
Usually when Ohio State and Michigan get together, not only the emotions, but the line of scrimmage decides the outcome of the game. And last year was no different. Michigan, to their credit, Mason Graham and company, dominating Ohio State's run game, pressuring the quarterback, and that's what eventually led them to a victory. They didn't have a whole lot going for their own offense, but their defense was dominant. And the Buckeyes, in my opinion, I think they used that loss as a springboard to their next 4 games in a national championship. Cannot wait to see the emotions on this field and what the results are of this year's game.
Scanning the field, it's Sayin. Short connection to the tight end here. And he heads out of bounds after gaining a few yards.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
Just underway, and this home crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. They'll try the right side on the toss. The Buckeyes are moving quickly down the field.
Boy, an opportunity missed here by this defense. They get them to 3rd down. They load up the line of scrimmage, but they could not deny this back of coming up with that conversion.
The Buckeyes getting set on 1st and 10. Handoff here from the shotgun. The gain is 4, so it's 2nd and 6. Well, for many, this is the quintessential college football rivalry. It combines tradition, high intensity, and very often high stakes.
Yeah, Chris, I really think the rivalry has changed over the years. Guys in my era would tell you it was a game that was the most heated but the most respected because of the way you were recruited by both schools. There was the Woody, there was the Bo influence on the rivalry. But I think in the new social media era, I think it's more about hatred for the 2 schools. From both sides, it's just a different feel. We'll feel that today when these teams go at it.
Buckeyes are on the move here. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. The pass rush closing in. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
Well, this is exactly how you can slow down the momentum and a rhythm of an offense. You got to get some tackles for a loss and some sacks. This time, they come up with a sack by getting after that quarterback.
The offensive line will have to regroup after the sack. It's 2nd and 13. Single back takes the handoff. Here he goes. Tackle finally made at the 37. It'll be 1st and 10 from there.
Chris, what a great run here. And you think about Ohio State, you think lately about those NFL-ready wide receivers. But we all know it starts with their running games, all those great backs they've had over the years.
1st down and 10 now. Bootleg looking to throw. Just flings it out of bounds, and pass rush closing in. So after the incompletion, it's 2nd down. To the air, it's Sayan. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
How about the discipline of this defense here on second down? You're anticipating a pass. They've got pretty much everybody covered. And then once the back has the ball, how about the speed to be able to bring him down? Now it's third down.
Listen to the crowd energy here in the early going. This is a tough environment for visitors. Now in third and very long, looking to throw. Looking for a man deep down the left side. And it's incomplete. They let it fly on third down, but now it brings up fourth.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this third down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, you really allow this defense to dictate things, and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw in this play.
And on fourth down, the punter sends it away. And the punt will bounce out of bounds inside the 10. You can't do it any better than that. So Michigan's offense takes the field. Our first chance to see them today. They will go up against a secondary, Kirk, that talks about the no-fly zone. These guys are confident in their ability to just lock down wide receivers and take away the opponent's passing game.
Seems like every year in college football, there's secondaries around the country that want to brag that they have the best group of defensive backs. I think this defense and this secondary specifically has a very strong case with what they have to work with. The question I have is, how will the offense consistently move the ball against this group today?
Second down play coming up. Off an RPO, the quarterback looks to his right. Oh, and he hits out of bounds after a really nice game there.
This quarterback has a lot of different options, but I don't mind him getting this wide receiver involved so early in the game. Let him build up his confidence. He could have a monster day for you.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. The shotgun running play called. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Offense will keep it on the ground here. Run it up the middle, but stuff for no gain.
Well, if he would have stayed on his track and stayed more to the inside, I think that play opens up for a nice gain. Instead, he's looking for the big play, bounces it to the outside, and there's just too much speed on that defense.
Looking to pick up the first down through the air. They misfire on the pass as time in the period runs out. Getting set for the second quarter here. Both offenses searching for a spark. They didn't do much in the first quarter at all. As we get lined up here for quarter number 2, we'll see if the offenses can get going. They didn't do much in the opening quarter. And the Wolverines will line up to punt it away. We'll see what he can do with the return. Returner tackled right there. That's where they'll start the drive. First play of the drive now. They'll start from the 32. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
Rough start to the drive. They lose 4. Makes it now 2nd down and 14. A play action looking to throw. And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. He'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Chris, how about the big 300-pound defensive lineman getting his paw on that football and bringing it in for an interception?
Michigan offense back out on the field. The last time they were forced to punt it away. Can they get points out of this possession? Bringing pressure. He called his own number, and the freshman QB keeps this drive moving.
Boy, this guy can do it all. We know what he can do with his arm, but when things aren't there, does a good job of pulling it down, knowing where the first down marker is, picking up the first down.
The Wolverines looking to cash in the red zone. Trying the run, it's Haynes. And they've got him in the backfield. It's a 4-yard loss.
Chris, that play just didn't have much of a chance at all from the snap. Quarterback hands this off, and there's just nowhere to go. It's almost like the defense was anticipating the play call, and they put themselves in a position to come up with a nice tackle for a loss.
Didn't expect to lose 4 in the first down run. Set up now 2nd and 14. And now the defense able to bring him down.
Great response by this offense after losing all those yards. Now they got a chance here on 3rd down. You run the football, find a lane, pick up a good chunk, and now they have a chance here on this 3rd and medium.
An important 3rd down conversion coming here in the red zone. 3rd down, out of the shotgun. And he makes the catch. Touchdown, Michigan. And Kirk, how important is that to get off to a positive start, to draw first blood in a rivalry game like this?
Well, Chris, as you know, in a rivalry game, there's so much emotion. So to be able to put a touchdown on the board first just sets the tone for a big day.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. PAT is good. They jump in front, 7-0. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. He thought about returning it, but instead takes a knee. It'll be a touchback, and they'll start at the 25. So the first play of the drive coming up here. Under 3 minutes to play before. He's in the clear. Stop at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback. Then he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Catch made on the left side. He has first down yardage at the 46.
Well, we're just getting started here, and already you can feel a rhythm between a quarterback and a receiver. Nice job again getting back in the pocket, making a nice, accurate throw to one of his top targets.
Great start for the drive. Back-to-back explosive plays, and now another first down. There's the handoff. Slams right into a wall. They've got him for a loss. It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. A chance for the offense to take the lead before the break. Important 2nd down play coming up. Back to pass. It's Sayin. The receiver makes the catch. And they bring him down after a solid gain, but it's still well short of the first down marker.
Chris, it just feels like the offense is almost teasing the defense with this play. As an offensive coordinator quarterback, you're often looking for that soft spot in the zone. And here, they do a nice job of finding that hole for a nice gain.
Quarterback in the shotgun here on 3rd down. Running out of time in the pocket. Timeout call by the defense. They'll go to the sideline and try to adjust. It's their first timeout.
Interesting call here by the defense in their dime set with 6 defensive backs. Instead of manning up and applying pressure on the receivers, they sit back, make it tougher on the quarterback, make him have to read their zone coverage. He gets confused and allows the defensive line to get to the quarterback.
And the returner brought down by the coverage team there. So the first play of the drive here coming up. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Looking to throw it on first down. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
That completion makes it second and short. Trying to find some room. It's Haynes. The Wolverines offense is on the move now.
A good push up front here in this back. I tell you, he's got some outstanding vision to be able to find those creases, to be able to get positive yards, and here he gets the first down.
It's a strong run. Keeps the drive going. First down now. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. He gets loose. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle.
Well, they did a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, but, man, make the play. Bring him down. Instead, they give up positive yards here on the scramble.
And the Wolverines line up on 1st and 10 now. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Caught over the middle. It's Klein. The offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
After the incompletion, they'll face a 3rd and 6. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Grab down the middle. It's Marshall. Clutch conversion on 3rd there. Sets him up first down from the 31.
How many first downs is that on this drive? This defense allows 1 or 2 more drives like this, and they're going to be gassed by the 3rd quarter.
Time ticking away. Time for just one more play before halftime. First down, looking to throw the ball. The pocket breaking down. Oh, and they've got him for a sack to wrap up the first 2 quarters of play here. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when the Wolverines and Buckeyes get together, and a fun first half to boot. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Michigan and Ohio State plays out.
Buckeyes will kick this away to get the second half going. And here's the return from inside the 5. They'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. They get the second half started with the running play. Breaks into the clear. Tackle made after a solid gain. Will spot the ball at the 34.
Look at this offensive line paved the way for this back on this huge run. This is the way you come out to start the second half, working with a lead.
1st and 10 now for the offense. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. And in first down, they go right back to him. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Offense getting set. It's second down. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And they'll stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Takes the handoff. It's Haynes. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
Things just appeared to be a bit out of sync from the get-go on that one. Give credit to the front seven of that defense for staying in the proper lanes and getting to the ball carrier, not let him dance around and make something out of nothing.
The Wolverines will bring their punt team onto the field. When he comes for his second punt of the game. The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. Here's the first play of the drive. They're set up at the 31. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Defense is coming after him. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on first down.
Well, these guys just continue to struggle throwing the football. You know, whether it's been running the wrong route, the quarterback not being accurate, the offensive line not doing their job. It's been a collective effort, and it's a big reason why they're trailing now in this game.
Back to throw. It's Sayin. That's caught. It's Peoples. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain.
Well, the running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
That completion sets up a third down play. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Caught in the backfield. It's Peoples. Dropped for a loss after the catch on third down. Sets up a fourth down now.
Well, obviously, you're going to throw the football on third down. Man, they complete that pass and lose yardage to set up this big fourth down.
The Buckeyes will bring their punt team on the field now. And here's the fair catch by the return man. Here's the first play of the drive now, set up for the 24. On the run, it's Haynes. Got the first down and still motoring. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Chris, what I love here is just the vision by the running back. Showing great patience, the hole opens up, and then he's able to use his speed to pick up some good yards.
Game moves the ball to the 43. First down coming up. He'll hand it off. Powers through. To the 45. Gets some space around the 30. Touchdown, Wolverines. He would not be denied. They couldn't get him to the ground. And strike up the Michigan band again as the Wolverines, Kirk, are beginning to build a lead and pull away here.
I don't think the biggest Michigan fan in the country could have ever expected this kind of performance by the Wolverines. Everything that they have done has worked, and right now they have a nice, comfortable lead.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. And with the PAT, they take a 14-0 lead. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Scanning the field. It's Sayin. Quick pass to the flat to a receiver.
Just a good job here by the quarterback. Got the ball out to his receiver. His guy eats up some yards. They stay ahead of the sticks.
That completion makes it second and medium. Quick throw by the quarterback off the RPO. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
Anytime you have a chance to get this wide receiver isolated, to get the ball in his hands, you do it.
Urgency now for the offense that hates to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Third down play here out of the shotgun. Caught near the sideline, but just a short gain. Heads out of bounds as a short gain on the play.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
On the ground, it's Peoples. Makes a nice move there. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards.
Boy, positive yards there on 1st and 10. Good job up front by that offensive line. Good hard running by this running back. And now you got a lot of options. That playbook can really open up on 2nd and inches.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. The back's got it again. Tackle is made, but that's good for a 1st down to the 47. So, Kirk, Michigan has the lead here at the end of the quarter. They got to be feeling pretty good about things as we wrap up the 3rd quarter. Let's review how we got here. Now entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback in store? We're going to find out. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a 1st down play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. The gain is 3. Now it's 2nd down and 7.
Chris, overall, it's been a tough day for this offense, but especially for this running back. Just not able to find any kind of traction at all. And it's made this offense somewhat one-dimensional, and a large reason they're trailing in the 4th quarter.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Here's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. Looking downfield near the end zone. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great play to deny a touchdown.
This is smart defense. When you're trying to protect the lead late in the game, you know they're going to take some shots. Get those safeties and those defensive backs back far, anticipating a deep throw, and knock the ball away.
So the ball at midfield, and now the offense facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. It's Sayin. Looks to the left for a quick throw. Wide open downfield. And we're able to move the sticks. Set up now, 1st down at the 34.
I love to see this team fighting the way they are. Picking up a 1st down on that 3rd down shows you they still believe. They still think they got a shot to come back and compete in this game.
Buckeyes begin a new series here, 1st and 10. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain.
Well, they keep trying to run the football, and they keep getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. That has been a theme throughout this entire game. We've talked about it earlier in the game. It's not changing at all. They've become one-dimensional, and I think it's allowed this defense to really lock in on that quarterback.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. That's reeled in. It's Tate. Here he goes. They finally get him, but a big gain moves the ball to the 10.
Hey, that's a great gain right here for these guys, and it hasn't been a good day, let's face it. But I love the fact that they're still fighting. And a drive like this, who knows what it could do for you. Maybe get points on the board, maybe not able to come back in this game, but, man, it could really help you down the road as far as showing what your character is about and how you're not giving up.
Launching one to the end zone. Oh, and it's incomplete. He flat out dropped what would have been a touchdown. 2nd down coming up now.
Oh, my gosh. What a miscue here by the offense. After all the preparation and all the practice time, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it in the end zone. It's a big-time drop.
Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Great catch when they desperately needed it. So here we go, fourth quarter. They've cut into the lead, but still work to do.
Well, I think the cool thing is that they're still battling, and they put themselves at least in a position now to possibly come back and maybe, who knows, win this game. But it's going to be up to their defense. They've got to get the ball back to have a chance.
And they'll set up for the PAT. PAT up and good. They get a little bit closer. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. Leaning on the run game here. No way to run up the middle. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Getting set. Here's second down. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Solid gain there. Moves the ball out to the 32. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Now Fest will set up on 1st and 10. It's a shotgun run call. Fights through the tackler. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible.
Boy, this guy just keeps playing good football. He's like a bowling ball out there. Gets low pad support, running over top of defenders. Just a gritty runner, and a big part of the reason they're enjoying this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Trying to find room. It's Haynes. Breaking free at midfield. And he steps out of bounds with a solid gain there on the ground. Kirk, that puts him over 150 yards today. He's just putting on a huge show and a big stage.
Yeah, every time he seems to get his hands on a football, he's making big plays. They have built their offense around his playmaking ability, and it's paid off today.
The Wolverines looking to keep this drive moving. Handoff here from the shotgun. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
This guy has been dominant all afternoon long, but that time, the defense has got to be asking themselves, where has that been? They finally get to him behind the line.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. The defense desperate to get the football back, trailing here late. Time winding down. This offense comes to the line trying to bleed out the clock. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Tough running to avoid a loss and just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, they try to run the football here, and they're unable to get that first down. The clock does keep moving. The big question now is 3rd down. What do? Keep it on the ground again, or roll the dice, throw the football, knowing an incompletion, the clock will stop.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Over the middle, it's Hansen. They make the stop just short of the first. Looks like inches to go, and now 4th down.
Well, a quick short throw here, not able to convert for the first down. You'd love to see that route maybe a little bit deeper to give yourself a better chance, but they come up a little bit short. So now it's decision-making time for the coach. I'd be shocked if they didn't go for it.
The kick is good. He knocked it right down the middle. And they add to their lead.
Chris, they get the 3 points, but looking back at it, 4th and inches. Pretty conservative call there. I really thought they would have gone for it.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Graham. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. To throw, it's Sayan. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a quarterback's able to recognize a free rusher like that, that's what the check down is for. He has to recognize the protection issues quickly and pivot.
Incomplete. Second down coming up. And the wideout goes in motion. Second down, looking to throw it. Looking for his big tight end. He's got it with room to run. They get it down, but the gain moves the ball up to the 36.
Gain of 17 on the play. Good enough for a first down.
The drive stays alive with that first down completion. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. Makes the catch. It's Smith. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play. Well, the experts will say, Kirk, this was an upset, but it felt like a really even matchup. Two quality teams battling right down to the end. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, what a game. This is really what you love about college football. Good against good. Find out who ends up having the upper hand at the end of the day. This is a great victory for this ball club. Let's see what they do after this win.
And that is going to do it. We enjoyed being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. And this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.